What up, everybody? It is your girl Mo here on another fabulous Mo Monday. Shout out to everyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel so far. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? I keep telling y'all, hit that subscribe button, help your girl get her numbers up. With that being said, we're going to jump right into this week's topic. This week, we are going to be talking about parenting styles. And I have my fabulous little sister, Dominique, here.
Hello,
Y'all say hey to Dominique. Yeah. I have my fabulous little sister here, and we are going to tackle this topic, parenting styles. This topic was inspired, as most of my topics are inspired, by a conversation that Tyler and myself had. If y'all don't know who Tyler is, that's the hubster. That was so lame, but anyways. Tyler is my husband, and we were having a conversation, the old conversation of the girl versus the guy. And we were just talking about like how he will parent his daughter and all that kind of stuff like that. As most of you know, we do have two sons. Tyler has a 6-year-old son, and together collectively we have a 9-month-old son, and in the future he aspires to have a daughter. And we just have conversations from time to time. And so in this conversation, we were just talking about like the different parenting styles, girl versus boy. Me personally, I am always standing up for my girls. I just feel like it should be equal across the board. If you are that parent who is like, sow your royal oats when you turn 16, I feel like you should be encouraging that same thing versus girl or boy. If you are that parent who says, hey, I think you should wait till you get married, that same standard should be for the girl and the boy. Him, on the other hand, of course, he's just like, yeah, my boys, they gonna come tell me about it. We gonna pat it up, we gonna dap it up, and my daughter, I'm gonna get her on birth control and all that nonsense. So that is what sparked this week's topic. So I really hope you guys enjoy. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and comment. With that being said, we're gonna jump right in. So I've already kind of given y'all a synopsis of how I believe the parenting should go. Y'all know I'm new to parenting, so my opinion really doesn't matter because we got some OGs out there and I'm still learning, grooving, and all that kind of stuff like that. But that's just how I feel. So I brought my little sister in today because I wanted to interview her and kind of let her tell us exactly how her experience was growing up with her parents, dad versus mom. So first, Dominique, I would like for you to explain what parenting style is it that you think that your mother took?
Well, I think my mom was kind of way more hardcore than a lot of the parents that my friends had. Like my mama, she was not hardcore like in a bad way, but she was more hardcore when it came to like telling us stuff. Like we never got birds and the bees. We got sex is sex, and this is what happens if you have sex.
Facts.
Or like we got we saw the pictures of the STDs and all that kind of stuff. So we just had more of a hands-on. She was hands-on, but it was always 100% real. It was never sugar-coated. It was always just facts of what it was.
I completely agree. I tell people that all the time. I didn't get fairy tales and rainbows growing up. I got the hardcore, the real deal. This is what it is and this is what it could be. At the time, my mother and father, they got divorced, obviously, and we moved back to Memphis, and my mother was in her master's program at the University of Memphis, and she was taking a class. I have no idea what the class was, what it was titled, but they were, researching STDs and stuff like that, and I probably was like 6 or 7, maybe, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, something like that. I was young. That's my point. I was young, and she was going through that class, and she was just real. Like, she was showing the pictures, she was giving us the names to stuff, and then I was like, this lady is crazy. But as I got older, like, I really appreciated her being honest and being real. It wasn't like, hey, don't go humping and all that kind of stuff like that. But it's like, hey, if you do choose to go hump, this is what could happen if you're not careful. And to be completely honest, her being that way kept me from doing a lot of things. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend or sugarcoat and make it seem like I was just this great, wonderful angel, because I wasn't. But any decision that I made, it was because I wanted to make it. It was not because somebody else pressured me in to doing it, because I had a mother who was real about things. And I just feel like if I am going to be caught up in some type of situation, it's going to be because I wanted to. If I'm going to take the risk on life and jeopardize things and, be exposed to something, it's going to be because I want to. And so shout out to Summer, because I appreciate that. You were real.
Lately.
You were real. So now we will transition into the parenting style of Dominique's father. We share the same father, but again, I'm interviewing her. So, for the sake of the interview. So please explain to our guests how you feel like your father's parenting style was.
My father's parenting style, really for me, I think I got the more calm down version of my father. Cause like listening to my sister, she'll tell about all the stuff that she got in trouble like doing and stuff when she was coming up. But I didn't get that. Like I always got the mellow dad and stuff like he was hardcore. Like still to this day, if I was to call him and tell him certain stuff, I'm gonna get that. Well, I'm gonna get that speech that you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. But I never got the whoopings and all that kind of stuff from my dad. I always got the watered down, older version of the grown up version of my dad.
So how do you think that the parenting styles of both your mom and your dad help you maneuver through life, especially now you're a freshman in college, first time being away from home? How do you think the parenting styles of your parents have helped you to grow and develop in life?
Well, I honestly feel like having those types of parents, it helped, because like a lot of people say that I was sheltered growing up, but I really don't feel like I was, because I always had the parents that, if I asked to do something and they would say no, but it was to say no to help me in the long run. So I feel like having those types of parents growing up was probably the best thing that could have happened to me, because I learned a lot of stuff. I've always been the type of person that I can learn lessons through other people's. So if somebody was to go through something and I know I didn't want to go through it, then I know don't do the same thing they did. So just watching my parents and listening to them tell me this can happen if you do this, I didn't want to do that kind of stuff. So I feel like it was the best way that they could have raised me.
And to touch bases on what she said about our father, unfortunately, she didn't get the experience to be in the house with my father like I did. As stated before, my parents, they did get a divorce, so I did get the stricter father. My father is a Marine, and as most of you know, Marines, people in the military in general, they're real cutthroat to the point, and it's just because that's the way that they were trained and the way they were built. So for me, like, it wasn't an option to leave the house with your bed not being made. At 3 and 4, I was learning, like, you do not leave home without your bed being made. Or I was learning that once you're done playing with stuff, you put it back up, because you just simply don't know if somebody gonna pop up at the house or not. So you don't leave your toys and stuff in your mess all around the floor just because you need to. Your house should be presentable and ready at all times in case somebody is gonna come over. And his glass table, honey, please do not touch his glass table. It's over with. Like, he will break your face if you put your hands on his glass table. And that's just how he was. And I respected that and I appreciated that, just because, like, when I went to college and stuff like that, I took that with me. Like, I wanted my room clean. I wanted my house clean. Like, it aggravated the mess out of me when things weren't clean and in order. So, of course, when I was growing up, I was like, okay, he's doing way too much. But as I got older, I appreciated it, because now I have a husband who is also, like, really, really OCD when it comes to cleaning and stuff like that. And so those things help me. What I will say is that the stricter parent isn't always the best parent, and the lax parent isn't always the best parent. My encouragement to you guys, whether you are OG parent, whether you're new to the parent game, be flexible. These days, times and things are changing, and I just feel like a lot of times, especially with the OG parents, you've been doing it for so long, you feel like your way is the best way, or the way your mama did it is the way that it should be done. But I just feel like with times changing and the world constantly evolving, we have to change and adapt to it too. I'm not saying just let your kids do whatever it is they want to do, or I'm not saying agree with everything that your children are doing, but I just think the best way for us to save our kids is to, 1, be real with them, 2, love them unconditionally, and 3, be somebody that they can truly lean on and depend on. That's what my mom was for us. Even though still it was some stuff that I was frightened to tell her, I knew that if I really had to tell her, or I was really in a crunch, I could, because she laid that foundation and she laid that platform out for us. She let it be known that despite anything you do, you're still my child. I still love you, and I'm gonna rock with you until the end of time. I'm probably gonna cuss you out because you knew better, but I'm still gonna rock with you, and I'm still gonna love you. And so for her to do that, I appreciate that. And so that's just my encouragement to you. Whatever your parenting style is, whether you're the tough parent, whether you're the lax parent, whether you're the parent who's trying to be cool and fit in, and I guess I just throw that out there. I don't think I'll ever be that parent, and I know it's some parents that are like that, but I don't completely agree with that. But whatever parenting style is you have, I just say to be adaptable. Don't be afraid to learn from other people and other people's parenting styles. I think that's honestly the best thing that we can do right now, because these kids are being exposed to so much more. Like, I hear that all the time, like, y'all see way more than what we saw. And then that's how I feel. I feel like my kids will see and experience way more at an earlier age than I did. So as the parents, we got to be 10 steps ahead. And so sometimes that means putting the belt down and just having a conversation. Sometimes that means putting them on punishment instead of beating them to death. Sometimes you still need a whooping, because I'm not against whoopings. I know we didn't try to steer away from the whoopings, but just as a parent, you have to figure out what's the best way to handle it and what's the best way for their situation, because I feel like every situation is different. Anything else you want to add?
Not at all.
She has notes and everything, y'all. She came like so prepared for this. They talked about this in her class, and she just got so freaking excited.
I did.
Please share some of your notes.
Okay, some of my notes. In class, I learned this in psychology class. We had 4 different types of parenting styles, and you had the authoritarian parent, the overly permissive parent, the authoritative parents, and the overprotective parents. And the authoritarian parents, they have high expectations of their children, yet they provide very little in the way of feedback and nurturing. And some things that are associated with that are obedience and success with love, the display of aggressive behavior outside the home, act overly shy around others, and low self-esteem. The authoritative parents, they characterized by high responsiveness and high demands, and they're responsible to their child's emotional needs while having high standards. And honestly, I feel like that's what my parents had, because, and they say some of the things that are associated with it are becoming independent, you're self-reliant, you're socially accepted, academically successful, and well-behaved, and you're less likely to engage in antisocial behavior, which are some things like drug use and delinquency. And I do feel like my parents were authoritative parents, because they had high demands, but all of our responses were always high, in a sense. Some overly permissive parents, some of the things that come behind that are a lack of self-discipline. They possess poor social skills. They may feel insecure due to lack of boundaries and guidance, and they're self-involved and demanding. And the last one are the overprotective parents, and that leads to children being less likely to achieve higher learning goals. That leads to oversensitive adults, psychological disorders, risk aversion, and lack of strong coping mechanisms.
So my challenge to you guys is to figure out what parent you are and make it better. Honestly, because I think the best parent is a little bit of all of these. I will say I agree with her. My parents were like the authoritative, because they let it be known what it is they wanted from us. And when we achieved it, they were there clapping And I won't necessarily say that when we didn't achieve it or when we did fail that they were just like super hard on us. Things that we've gotten involved in that we had no business, of course they expressed their disappointment, but again they let it be known that hey, we still love you. We know that you knew better, so of course we expect better, but we still love you. So my advice to you is to figure out what parenting style it is that you have. Figure out how to improve their parenting style. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. You be sure to, like I said, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I want to thank my sister for doing this with me. And that's all I have. I am out.